co-executive director of Wisconsin Voices.
Brian Sanders, lead organizer of Wisconsin Voices. Good
And we
morning.
have a
Happy
special
Friday.
guest. We have a couple special guests today, but we're going to start. We're going to go directly to the one that has very little time, but we really want to hear her. Let's bring on our special guest. Oh, hello, special guest.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Judge Lena Taylor. How are you today?
Hello, Your Honor. I know you. We have been trying to get you on for a minute, and you have been busy doing the people's work over there at the courthouse.
That is correct.
How's it going?
It's going well. I'm enjoying the work that I get an opportunity to do, the people that I'm able to redirect. We're dealing with correction, choices, and consequences.
I just want to, and people want to know, what can a judge do? I mean, how much can they do besides either not give them, a heavier sentence or a lighter sentence? But you were telling me about what you did for that young man, and he said he wanted to be a firefighter, and I think that is huge.
Yes, ma'am. So I had someone come to the court, and when they came to the court, they're about to be sentenced, and I asked them, being 17 years old or 19, I can't remember that particular one right now, but I said to him, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he lit up like a Christmas tree and said he wanted to be a firefighter. And I immediately thought of Andre Lee Ellis and the work that he does in partnership with the with the fire department. And I called Andre and asked if I sent a young man to him, could he connect him with the cage and connect him then with the chief of fire for a possibility of learning about the academy program that they do and see if there was a possibility. He said, of course he could. And then I hung up from him and I called the chief of fire, Lipsky. And Chief Lipsky, I told him, I said, well, he's already connected with the criminal justice system. And he said, we still, can find a way to work with him. He is probably too old for the academy, but we have something else. And so immediately I made that connection for him as a part of his sentence. I ordered him to participate with the cage, and I ordered him to connect with them and to follow up with the court in that regard. And what that does is it gives him an opportunity to have a choice to do different, to take his life in a different path, and to have consequences if he does not.
And that's kind of why we've been pushing to really look at these judge races, looking at what judges do, how they interact with the community at large. There's some simple things as, are they attentive? Are they listening? Are they helpful? These are things that you can vote on.
That's correct. And I will tell you that that's an amazing thing. That's something that I actually started working on with Vaughn Mays. I started working on first, and then I brought Vaughn in to talk about report cards, judicial report cards, before I became a judge. And the reason that that's important is because we have a lot of power. One of the persons that inspired me to become a judge was Judge Everett Mitchell. He's in Dane County. But the creativity that he used in how he not only fashioned his sentences, but how he just completely approaches, how he sits on the bench and what he does. And so, although I've been learning my way, and on Monday I'll be 3 whole months old.
Oh, congratulations on your 3-month birthday.
Thank you. We had a pizza party yesterday in the courtroom at lunch. But what I try to do now is hear a person's situation and determine if I can think of persons, resources that I'm able to connect someone with in order to be able to help their situations. And ironically, while I was driving to the training that I had to go to today, I heard someone talking about homelessness, and I remember seeing on someone's Justice Point, which is an organization that helps with supervision to get people to court, so that they come to their court dates. They give reminders, they supervise people. You know, if I want them to have random urine screens to make sure they're doing total sobriety. Anyway, Justice Point report said that someone was homeless, and I remember thinking, I need to know how to help this person who's homeless. But I did not know the resources, and I know many judges do not know the community in the same way that I do. They don't know the resources or organizations or nonprofits the way that I do. And if it's a challenge for me, I'm certain that it's almost impossible for them. So trying to figure out my way with the resources I have to know how to help people as they are going through the process, because I see homelessness, mental health, as some major challenges to a person's ability to be able to not connect with the system.
And that's maybe one of the things that us as nonprofits can do is invite these judges to, you know, tell them what we do, invite them
I,
to galas and invite them to things so they can see what the organization is actually doing.
to judges' defense, to our defense, it's very difficult to do the work that we do all day, 8 to 5, and then be able to do the work that you do after court to prepare for your next day and go to community events. It's hard. It's hard. So if you want to find a way to be for judges to know, what I'm trying to figure out is how do I do a resource fair, or how do I make a day that someone's in the county courthouse so that judges know that they're there and they can refer people to that space. So I haven't wrapped my head around that yet. I don't know from the chief judge what is or is not possible, what other judges are willing to do. I just know what I can do for my court right now. And I know for sure that I'm going to use a lunch hour, 12 to 1:30 is always a good time to try to coordinate to see if you can meet with judges to share what your organization may be able to do to help us in the work that we do.
Well, we can also try to figure out with Wisconsin Voices can try to figure out how to help you navigate that. You know, it might be something that, you know, is something that we can facilitate or we can help with or get information. But I think overall, what we're trying to do is educate people on the importance of the jury duty, importance of civic
Yes,
engagement, knowing what what the judges do. That is
yes.
all super important. Now, I do
It's
have one
very
other.
important. Can I tap into three things? First of all,
Yes.
thank you. Second of all, you mentioned jury duty. Very important. You know, if you don't go to jury duty, the chances that someone is going to have an opportunity to have a diverse jury a jury, as it says, of their peers, is going to be much more difficult. It's no different than voting. If everyone doesn't participate, then a small population of people are the ones that make the choice. And so it's crucial that individuals choose to be engaged. And it's crucial that you understand that your role is so vital as citizens. And so, yes, I want your help. Yes, people should do jury duty. Yes, yes, and yes.
I got my last question because I know you are running and you're getting trained today, but you have been in the community for so long and moving around. What is How do you feel about not being able to move as openly and all over the place as you were as a senator to compared to a judge?
OMG. It is very different. Some days I'm, so out of the loop on what is going on. I feel so sad that I can't remember all of the resources that exist, but I'm so glad that it's so embedded in me that as I continue to get more comfortable with my job, that I am literally, it's like, as the Bible says, it'll come to your remembrance. It is truly coming to my remembrance. So it's bittersweet, right? Not being able to be out, go to all of the things that people want me to go to, show up in the middle of the day, schedule to do things in the middle of the day. I have no capacity to do that anymore.
Well, I do want to remind people that as Senator Taylor, she was open and and you could call her, you could talk to her. Please don't call her about your cousins, your nephew, your brother, your
Would you
uncles,
say it again?
cousins, cases. She can't talk to you about that.
Okay.
No,
That's hard.
my baby daddy, my baby mama, my wife, my husband. Can you help us? No, she can't.
I sure can't.
But so
And people do. People try to. So don't be mad, people. Don't be mad when you try to DM me and I block you because I can't do that. And I ain't got time to keep telling people the same thing. But I cannot talk to you about issues. Don't
cases,
say, well, you know
specifically
what,
issues.
such and such. Now, if it's after a case or whatever, I respect that you feel like you can, but just don't. Just err on the side of leave me out of the discussions of things that require any conversation about somebody connected to the court system in that way. The most I'm going to do is lead you to an organization, but I prefer you not to even ask me, y'all.
We want to make sure that she doing the right
You
job,
still
but
there?
we don't want to put her on the spot. Senator Taylor, I know you are on your way to a training, so I thank you for
I
calling. We
am.
will be.
I'm on my way to a training. I went to Girls' Day this morning. I don't know if I'm at the right building. It looks like I'm not. So I need to let y'all go so I can figure out what I'm doing.
Well, I thank you, and we are going to keep the Lena and the Law going as much as we possibly can. Thank you
so
so
much.
much, Senator Taylor.
All right now. Bye-bye.
We love when she calls in and gives us a kind of a bird's eye view of what's going on in the judicial system. How does it work? We're gonna step back a little bit and go back to we're gonna take one call and then we're gonna go back to our intros again because we have a special guest in the studio. Caller, go ahead.
Hey.
Oh Lord, is this not so? For all you people who may not recognize that, hey, Latoya, what is your last name today?
Memphis.
Mitchell, Vargas, Mitchell.
Mitchell. Yeah.
Debo say Vargas, so that's what it is today. She is on special assignment doing the people's work over in Madison.
This week, y'all.
What are you doing later on at 1:00?
I am going to the Capitol to educate the youth, 6th grade through the 9th grade, on civic engagement.
That is the Girls' Day that Judge Taylor was talking about. Latoya is going to represent Wisconsin Voices, and also talking. They're 6th through 9th grade girls, I believe, young women, and we're going to be talking. She's going to be talking about how youth can get involved in civic engagement. Some people think that civic engagement is only voting, but it's so much more than that. It's community service, is knowing your rights, making sure that you are up on the latest information about your community. All that fits in. Latoya, we miss you. We got Brian here, and he ain't the same. He acting kind of he ain't. He's just not the right Brian without you being here.
My little brother right there.
Me and Toya been tapping in, getting updates on everything she been doing up there. So yeah,
Yeah.
I know we ain't been cutting up. Me and Latoya had me laughing all week last week with all with all the changes and stuff we had going on. So yeah, this week has been all over the phone doing it. But I know she up there holding it down and getting things established up there. So thank you for your hard work this week and all your funny stories.
Well, thank you, Latoya, and
Thank you.
we will talk to you soon. See you on Monday.
All
Now,
right.
wait, Latoya. Actually, we have a special guest, and I know you're gonna be upset that we have this in studio special guest. Special guest, could you please say your name and your title?
This is Enrique Vargas, your long lost husband, Latoya.
Oh, you got to say my name, Emilio. Say my name.
This is Emilio Juan Francisco de Torre, Executive Director of the
Oh,
Milwaukee Turners.
yes.
See,
I love the way you say his name.
Just wanted to poke some fun at you since you can't be here.
well, thank you, Latoya, and keep up the good work in Madison. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to y'all later.
So, people, we have the honor of having Emilio Juan Francisco de Torre. I can't say it like he does it, but
I've been practicing it for 55 years.
okay, I've just been practicing for a little bit. Probably, well, I didn't know the middle name was Juan until I started working for you a couple years ago. But um, we we love his personality. We love him coming in. He does a lot of great work for the Turners. But we're gonna talk about Turners. We're gonna talk about some current events and news stories. But we just want to say welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm inspired by the work that y'all are doing. This important event out in Madison. And when Latoya was talking about working with those middle school students, it reminded me of the young man in your district up there over in Glendale.
So we're gonna talk about that. Let me.
I prefer to talk about him before I talk about me. He is a
Right.
hero.
So I don't know if you guys and I'm gonna read something from this school, but there was a incident in Glendale where a bus driver uh, became unconscious, and a student, his name is AC Holland the third, stepped in, and I want to read this directly so I don't misquote anything. But on the evening of Wednesday, April 24, 2024, Glendale administration learned that the driver on a school bus experienced a medical emergency, resulting in her temporary losing consciousness. This caused the bus to begin to veer into the oncoming lanes, posing a dangerous situation for all riders. Fortunately, what easily could have resulted in tragedy was avoided due to the quick thinking of an 8th grade student, AC Holland III. AC recognized that the driver was not responsive, so he rushed to move her foot off the gas, applied the brake, and securely parked the bus. He contacted 911 and ensured younger students were okay and instructed them to contact their parents. He also sought out his grandmother, who is a nurse, to support the situation. The driver regained consciousness and called dispatch, which sent their safety team and an alternate driver to complete the route. And then it goes on to say the Glendale school community could not be any prouder of AC. The compassion and leadership that we see him exhibit daily was taken to the next level on a bus ride home on that day. We are grateful that all of our Glen Hill students are safe and wish their driver a healthy recovery. This is what I'm talking
How
about.
great is that?
Well, we always talk about, knucklehead kids doing this, that, and other, but the majority of these kids want to do right. And I'm glad he actually was paying attention. Can you see the tragedy that could have possibly happened if he hadn't have stepped in applied the brake
Mhm.
and knowing what to do. And the thing is, he could have sat there and even stopped and cried and didn't know what to do, but he had a plan in his head. Make sure everybody's safe. Make sure that the kids talk to their parents so they know that they're safe. Let me
Mhm.
call grandma, because right now grandma is the person that he knows is a nurse.
Mhm.
So he's saying, Grandma, what should I do? And then calling 911. But those are like kid decisions that,
Oh, we're lucky if adults make those
right,
decisions.
that's what I'm saying.
What a quick thinking, brilliant, brave young man. I think you and I are going to be in a race to offer him his first full time position when he
Mhm.
hits 18.
Well, I'm trying to do a citation from the city, so
That's
I
what's
got you
Been
one up.
outflaked.
I got one up on you.
All right, all right.
But no, this is something that is amazing, and we don't hear enough of good stories. We hear about, eighth grader stole a car,
Mhm.
riding down the street, but
This is the
just
best news I've heard in a long time.
yeah, this is just something that can be celebrated.
Mhm.
um I don't know, I'm I don't know if I was in the eighth grade if I would have
So with
known to
him,
do
his
that.
his granddad and his brother and his dad are really big into cars and trucks. So for him to have that response and be able to do that, that's right up his dad, who is AC the second, and his granddad, who is mechanic AC senior. That's where he would have that, because it's crazy. And if you've been around cars, and that, AC was crazy about cars and still is. They over there, they live in Glendale, so yeah, it's definitely is something I could see AC the second doing. So AC the third, he just
How
doing.
proud dad and
Yeah,
grandpa must be. I
gotta
mean, that's
be.
just
Yeah,
great.
I seen AC the second comment on it before it went and got out. I was like, well, okay, let me check this out. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I think
Yeah.
that was great, because I mean, like you said, it could have been real tragic, and a lot of kids don't have that response time or too scared to do something like that.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh, they freeze. Yeah, they freeze. And
Yeah.
it's not that they can't do it, they just freeze
Yeah.
because of the situation. Brian, I swear,
What happened?
everybody, or a connection to everybody, or somebody who knows somebody who know their grandma too.
I've been knowing his
uh,
dad since 98, 99. We all went to Glen Hills together, the school that little AC go to, or AC Junior go to. So yeah, it's a little community now of everybody's kids going to Glen Hills now.
Well, when we come back, we are going to take a little break, but we are going to talk about what is Marky Turner's doing, some of the programs they have, and then we're going to get into some other issues. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Oh, I care
Emilio
about it.
Juan
That's messed up.
Francisco de Couture. Hey, Brian.
What'd he do?
All right. So what's going on with I was just at your Turner Hall membership
Yeah,
meeting.
annual meeting. That was a good time.
That is the cheapest membership.
$35 a year. You can come and work out in America's longest running historic gymnasium. We're rock climbing walls, powerlifting, gymnastics, yoga, Zumba, you name it. Great folks. Get to elect our board members. How great is that? So it's not a secret appointment. The public votes for the board members.
Wait, what do you get with a membership? I wanna
Each person gets 2 hours of free consulting with you.
no.
No, all right, I made that up. But you get a year's membership. You get free entry, free use of our gymnasium. You get 10% off in the restaurant space. You get to elect our board members. You get you get all sorts of fantastic, timely, up to date communications from us, and they get to say that they're a part of the same club as you and Brian. They get one free phone call where I call and I say my full name with a Spanish accent.
I was just wondering, do they get personal training from you?
No.
Because it looks like you've been working out. If y'all see
I'm an
it
old
on-
guy. I have to work harder to keep
There's
as fit as I
the-
used to be.
Yeah, just put them out there.
This
Put 'em
the
out
costs extra for the beefcake
Oh,
hour.
okay. What else is going on? I know you have some programs popping off.
So contrary to Wisconsin weather, we are gearing up for summer and we're very excited. We continue to offer our community wellness programs. So we're gearing up for some new programs kicking off in June with our friends at Project Return, where we'll be offering it's a joint program with Project Return for individuals who are returning from incarceration. They'll get free yoga, free fitness, restorative justice circles, and they'll be spending time both at Turner Hall. They get free annual memberships to the Milwaukee Turners and Turner Hall. We're really excited. This is a big kickoff for us. It's a brand new partnership between the two of us. We've long admired the work that we do. We're gearing up for Jane's Walk. So from May 22nd to June 9th, it's community-led program. So if you're listening on the radio, or if you're Tamika and you want to do a community-led walk through your own program, showcasing how awesome your community is, pointing out where maybe you went to middle school with AC Senior and you knew where AC Senior run his mechanic shop, and you can point out all the highlights of where AC the Third saved the lives of a school bus full of children. You can do these things, and it's based on Jane Jacobs' philosophy that community residents and community members should come together to create a living city full of people because they know their communities better. Kind of like what you were saying. We hear all these stereotypes of folks and what they're doing, and we know most of that's nonsense. We need people to lead their own communities and share that. And so if you're interested in doing that, we've got a lot of them. This is, I think, the 8th year we've done this, May 22nd to June 9th, and it's going to culminate at Turner Hall, where we have National Get Outdoors Day. We'll have rock climbing outside, yoga, Zumba. Our friends from Her Wellness will be there with their community activated medicine campsite offering indigenous and Afro-Indigenous practices for counseling and grief and trauma.
Her Wellness will be on the show May 10th.
They're great. We just honored them with an award.
Yes,
I think you were
did.
there to see that.
I was there to see that. The other awards that you gave out, because I think that's important, because you give awards for your pillars, because our pillars is protect democracy, build community, and teach advocacy.
Important pillars.
Your pillars are
liberty against all oppression, tolerance against all fanaticism, reason against all superstition, and justice against all exploitation. And this year we honored Megan McGee, Her Wellness Institute, Michael Morgan, and Chris Schmidt.
the one thing about Michael Morgan. I did not know he played for the Bears.
The Bears, the Badgers, assistant DA. He was in Governor Doyle's cabinet. He had all sorts of really meaningful and substantive positions in a state, county, and city government. It's really great, wonderful renaissance man.
And I think he's working on the Opportunity Center as well. The sports complex that's going to hopefully be built over on Green Bay between Glendale and Milwaukee, between Green Bay Avenue and Port Washington
For
Road.
somebody who pretends to be retired, he is incredibly
Yeah,
active. He's
right?
also on Walt Lanier's Allen board. He's everywhere. He
He's
has no chance to
faking.
retire. We don't
I'm
need him.
fake. That reminds me of a woman by the name of Anita Johnson.
I love him.
She does a lot of work with Get Out the Vote, and she retired like 5, 6, 7 years ago, something like that. And that lady is more busy than
Yeah.
when she was retired, before she retired. You do have a program for older people, and it's free, and I wanted to mention that or bring that up as well.
Thank you for that. We have a lot of free programs, but on Thursdays, we have free older adult yoga at Turner Hall. Come on by. An older adult includes me, so you have to be 50 or older. And we have
Ooh, that includes
fantastic.
me. Brian
that
can't
includes
go.
you. Nope. This is designed specifically to exclude Brian at your suggestion. No, but you know, the United States doesn't do a good job taking care of or encouraging respect of our older adults. And we've had a lot of requests to provide more programming for older adults. And this is a great way to offer this. If folks have limited mobility, Oksana, our certified instructor, specializes in that as well. So we have chairs, we have yoga mats, we have like nice soft place to do it, yoga in the gymnasium. It's wonderful. That evening at 6 o'clock, Frederick Coleman is also teaching yoga, and that's pay what you want yoga. So if you have 10 cents, come on in. And that's essentially free also. And so Thursdays is a great day to come over to Turner Hall, do some yoga, walk around, meet other nice people from the community.
Now, with that yoga thing, some people like myself who look at it and may be interested, but I've never done yoga before. So do you have a space for those brand new? I have not stretched my calf since I played rugby back in 19 or 2000 and something. Do you have a place for those people? Do you have a place for the ones who can do the dog position or whatever those positions are called? In
downward dog.
Yeah,
The Super Saiyan.
yeah. Do you have spaces for those people?
Absolutely. So for the most part, you know, overall, the Turners are rock climbing, gymnasium, strength training. This is non-competitive. It's so that folks can feel happy with who they are and move in the way that they want to move. We're not trying to force people to look or act a certain way. And so many of the folks who have been coming since we kicked this off just 5 or 6 weeks ago have never done yoga before or hadn't really exercised in a long time. And we're looking for a place where there is no judgment, where there's only nurturing support. It's a wonderful group of folks from all over Milwaukee, and many of whom have not done this before. So it's great. I have no real background in yoga. That's not my cup of tea. Stickball, handball, running from stray dogs,
running from the police. He was
way to air my laundry out there.
No, it's just that you're a New Yorker. You know, you're.
What makes you think I'm from New York, Tamika?
That's what I'm saying. He is just hearing some of the things that we talk about is we don't know the programs that are actually offered in the city. No. And people would love to be a part of yoga. But and a lot of times that stigma of, and I'm gonna say it out loud, that's for white people. Yeah. I mean, but it's not. It's literally that's
for flexible people. That's for skinny people. Oh, that's for people who are already pros, or that's that weird thing. And folks rob themselves of opportunities based on those stereotypes. This is free. It's free 99. Like, we are about the folks. If you want to learn more, you can go to Milwaukee Turners on Facebook and see the joyful people that are there. You can go visit our website, milwaukeeturners.org. You can stalk me from afar and make up your mind in a safe space, and then come on down. We're happy. We're happy enough to have Tamika there. We're happy.
I tried the rock climbing once. Let me tell you, I got to like the 4th peg and I was like, oh no, we getting off of this. But that's okay, because that was maybe not for me.
We have stuff for we have.
Yeah,
Hey, you can
weights, plenty weights.
powerlifting. We got all
Yeah.
sorts of nice rogue stuff. One of our members designed for us a Wakandan warhammer. We have Thor's hammers. Whatever your jam is for fitness. If it's an individualized thing, we don't have basketball courts or volleyball, or pickleball. But
That's a new
We
thing.
definitely lead her tired.
yeah.
And the one thing is, there's not many. You have free weights, and I know
Yep.
that was one of the biggest thing that people are talking about. Some of these gyms, they don't have free weights.
We have free weights. We have all sorts of machinery. We've got, and there are always helpful, friendly people who are happy to show you how to do things.
Why? So I do want to go back into the history a little bit, because and I know a little bit about this. Emilio took this job, I think it was 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years,
Three
couple months.
And it was like in July of 2021.
Yeah.
And
Let's shut down the country for a pandemic. I think I'm going to switch jobs.
yeah, that's basically what it was. And one of the things he when he hounded me, and I'm sorry, but there's a little AC on the TV.
Yeah.
But one of the things he hounded me on was coming to work for Turner Hall, and I said no, I think repeatedly. Did I not?
You tempted to say no many times.
Yeah, and I ended up there. But one of your visions, and this is when you were trying to craft out what your vision was and what you wanted to do in 1 year, 5 year, 10 years. One of your biggest things, and I think this is why it works so well, Wisconsin Voices, is Turner was kind of in a silo for a while, and people knew it, and it's been around a long time, but people knew of the ballroom, but that's
or the fish fries,
or the fish fry, but just the programming. And what one of your desires to do was make sure that Northeast, Southwest, everybody came together, Black, white, Asian, LGBT, whatever you are, what identity you identify with, or you are welcome at Turner Hall.
I think, Tamika, to that, I think all of us we have our marching orders, and that's to build the beloved society. It doesn't exist. We weren't promised. People died for that. And so that's our responsibility. And if we know that better can exist, and we have the ability to do even a little thing about it, even just smiling at somebody, we need to take that risk, that chance, and commit to it. And I have a lot of experience, I have great resources, and I know a lot of fantastic people. And I think a society involves all of us. It's social. And if we can't do these important things and also have a good time doing it, stay a little healthy, feel a little better about ourselves, make some friendships, it's not worth it. But being able to do it in a castle that has a ballroom, a gymnasium, and great places for all of us to break bread together and have a good time, that just seems like a recipe written in heaven. We should make every chance we can to take it.
Well said.
I'm gonna try. I have I get
you come
yelled
by
at
all the time. You're underselling yourself.
No, I come by and look at people and clap and be like, "Oh, y'all doing a good job." But one of the things that I really want to do is, one of the things that you guys promote is self-care. And I am yelled at all the time. Tamika, when are you taking a break? When are you gonna do this for you? And I feel like I'm doing this stuff for the people, and I'm fine. But I really do need to step back and start taking care. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm gonna try. I'm not saying it's gonna be this week, but I'm gonna try the yoga for the older people.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna come back. I'll come back and see, I'll come back on the TV radio and say, okay, I did it, dude. And I'm going to give you my critique.
All right. That's fair. That's good. And she makes it seem like she's excluded. I'm pretty sure she's got a set of our building's keys in her bag over there.
Oh, and my famous hat. My famous hat. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to talk about something that Wisconsin Voices is doing, and you could be a part of that. This is 860, 106.5. Be a voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Be a voice.
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 Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
And learn more on how to be a voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Who are we, Emilio?
Who are we? That's a deep question, Tamika.
Where's your Spanish? You're gonna say be a.
Oh, we are. Escuchamos 860 AM WNOV.
And what happened to be a voice with Wisconsin Voices?
You got to pay me for these.
I got you. I got you.
You understand, right?
I got you. I got
Trying
you.
to capitalize.
Okay, yeah. What else is going on with Turner Hall?
We have a lot going on. So I know all of the folks that are involved in Wisconsin Voices love the free programs like Latoya is training all those young women today out in the Capitol. And we're happy to provide similar training, sound mind workshops. So if you're interested in learning Democracy 101 or knowing your rights during law enforcement encounters or the basics of bystander intervention or introductions to structural racism and bias or even how to navigate social media and the internet. What does that look like? How do you protect yourself? We're happy to provide those sound mind trainings. They can reach out to us. Juanito Arevalo, Jesse Hale, happy to come out and do these workshops. We do them in English or in Spanish. It's great. And like you all, we're also proud supporters of community brainstorming, and they have an event tomorrow, April 27th. So if you want to get there in time,
For the breakfast.
8 a.m.
Breakfast already. It's been a month already.
It's been a month already, and I'm hungry from fasting for 29 days for this breakfast.
Oh, that breakfast.
8
sorry,
a.m.
that breakfast
Actually,
is on
show up a
point.
little early, help set up the chairs. There's no free breakfast, right? And then have yourself a delicious breakfast. And tomorrow's is on Public safety and the Milwaukee Police Department will be there. So if you have questions for the Milwaukee Police Department about all sorts of things, and there are many things to have questions about, you should show up, eat some great grits, some eggs, some sausage, have some coffee, meet wonderful people like Martha Love, come
Big
see Tamika,
love.
and get involved. That's one of my favorite forums in the country, period.
And we're one of the sponsors of that, and that is one of the ones we will continue to do because they have been around so long, and they have educated and informed so many people on so many different issues that we can't let that go.
No, that's why we're a new sponsor. And I think in addition to informing, they have this agape where you can meet and talk and break bread with people. That's very important, I think, to make real connections.
And the people that come to community brainstorm, it's not always like-minded people. You get
No.
to hear different versions or a different takes on an issue that you thought was clear cut, but then all of a sudden someone has a different take and you're like, let me think about that. They're probably wrong because we all think it, but no, it really
Yeah, you're probably
does
wrong.
bring a different type of awareness and a different mindset when you hear all these people talk about issues. I think one time they have mental. They do a lot of stuff on mental health.
Yeah.
They try to inform you on the candidates that are running.
Yep.
They just have a plethora of different ideas and information that they come out with, and we really need to support those efforts.
Yeah.
You stole half of my stuff that I was gonna say, because
We've known each other too long to make it.
yeah, we have.
Don't worry, you'll
and
finish my sentences too.
I do.
Mhm.
But going back to the community-based things, I mean, when I developed our Civics 101, it was actually in conjunction with what Turner Hall was doing, because they were doing some they were doing Democracy 101, but we added, a different thing to it. So we're not doing, it's two different types of programming.
I think
But
I think Americans know so little about civics generally. You can't have these programs enough. And it's good to get, like you said, different perspectives, different takes. Folks don't know what a county supervisor does, a judge like Her Honor that called in earlier. Like, these are alien to most of us. And to hear that repeated, we'll go through 12, 16 years of school and get out and think that the only election that matters is the presidential election. Something's missing.
Right. And not knowing like where to vote, how to register to vote, knowing those things, that is big. Not even knowing what's on a ballot. Like right now, because I've been doing this, I know who's going to be on what ballot, or at least the seats. I know when local elections are, when some of the local seats are actually in November. That's usually the partisan ones. The nonpartisan ones are in April. But these are stuff that it should be, you should know. And I've been watching these TikToks where they're asking, if you know these 10 questions, you are 5% of the smartest people in the America. And it's like basic questions like capital of DC, what's the longest river in the United States. And people they don't know these. They were like, oh, I got 6 out of 10. And
I think Jay Leno made a whole career about interviewing Americans and getting their wacky answers.
One of the things, we got a couple of minutes, but one of the things that we are doing at Wisconsin Voices is we are doing a re-granting process. It is when we are trying to get out the vote. We're trying to make sure people are engaged. And if you have a community engagement or a get out the vote program, you might want to apply for that re-grant. It goes between $2,000 and $70,000, depending on what you're doing and what your program is. If you want the RFP or the application, please email, and I'm going to give you the email: regrant, REGRANT, at wisconsinvoices.org, and Wisconsin is spelled out. So it's regrant at wisconsinvoices.org. This regrant application and this information explains everything you need to know. Like, what is it when we talk about a comprehensive, get out the vote strategy? How do you do a budget where you can build to capacity and not just what you need in programming? There is a lot you can learn. If you get the RFP and you have questions, we have a webinar that's about an hour that you can watch, that we go over the whole process. But really tap into that. The one of the requirements is that you at the time you will have to be a partner of Wisconsin Voices. That's just part of it.
It's worth it just for those
It's
trainings.
just worth. You get van access, you get a bunch of different things that we will help you navigate.
What's
some
Van?
of this
Van Jones
van
access?
is it's a portal or a database that helps you navigate voter registration, keep information in it. um it is something that everyone that wants to do this work can definitely apply for, that want to do this work. Again, it's from $2,000 to $70,000, depending. You might have a little small program that you want $500 because you're going to do a get out the vote gala.
And do I have to be a nonprofit to apply for this?
Yes, I was going to explain that there are rules behind it. You have to be a nonprofit or have a fiscal agent.
Is that like a secret agent?
No, it's fiscal agent. Look, here's my thing. I'm not going to explain fiscal aid. If they don't know what they shouldn't be applying.
Exactly.
If you don't know what a fiscal
Does my
agent
bookie
is, don't
count as a
apply.
fiscal
Yeah.
agent?
Is it somebody who's going to take the money?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
the agent? No. But if you have any questions, please email us. Don't flood us with calls. Email us at regrant@wisconsinvoices.org. We got about 6 minutes. 414-444-5250. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, let us know. The other thing is, all right, I want to, Brian mentioned this yesterday. Now, y'all, the weather's gonna get better. It's gonna be in the 70s and 75, 71. Please don't go out here a hot mess.
Ooh.
Stay out of trouble. Enjoy the weather. We don't want police
Yeah.
contact.
No, it's best
Please.
Um,
Please.
I was this is real quick. I was watching, and I'll take this call in 1 second, but I was sitting outside on the stoop of our building, and I watched a drive-by happen. Literally, someone was shooting out the window at another car in front of him, shot the back window out, and I'm like, no, we can't start this early. Let's try to control our tempers.
Yeah.
Let's try to see if we can get some work. We're going to be doing our Take Back MKE week in June, so let's try to get any resources.
I saw Amani Santa jumped on the warm weekend and did a community cleanup, and that was great.
Yeah, community cleanups. If y'all need gun locks, we still got a bunch of gun locks. If
Yeah, we do.
we have some gun
Safes
safes still here. If you want CCW classes, please call it or write an email to info@wisconsinvoices.org, and we can try to set another program up. What we want to do is keep it safe. Let's see what our caller is saying. Caller, go ahead.
Good morning. I tuned in late. I would like to get a number for Turner Hall, or number and location.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you quite. Oh, they want you.
Thank you. I appreciate you, listeners. So you can call if you have internet access. It's probably best.
No internet.
No internet. Let me get you the best number. That's not my cell phone number. Real quick.
Oh, I'm giving his cell phone number out. Hold on, let me get it. I'm just trying to be nice, but he will go ahead.
So it's It's 414-272-1733.
Again,
Again, that's 414-272-1733.
And thank you very much.
That's for the Milwaukee Turners at Turner Hall. And then you'll reach our main offices, and then you can ask any questions you want. We'll put you into the right spot.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. And I would like to remind other people that's on different programs to periodically give out the numbers, because you give out one time and sometimes we don't catch it. Thank you.
Thank you too, friend.
and you know what? Because I work there, I rarely call there, so I had to ask Brian for our number as well. I'm going to give Wisconsin Voices' number out as well.
Yeah.
It's 414-226-4289. Again, this is Wisconsin Voices, 414-226-4289. And I'm reading off of our cards because I just never called it. Well, I want to thank Brian Sanders, my lead organizer, for doing the great work he does, and our special guest. And that is, one last time for all the ladies,
Emilio Juan Francisco de Torre.
Ole.
De Torre. I am Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's
pretty good.
That's kind of cool.
It sound like he got a band. It sound like I do IT.
And we
Brian
have all these
Sanders.
voices here. We got Brian, who has that deep radio voice, but then you talk to him outside, he's all right. And then it's Emilio with the accent, and then we have Debo with that midnight
Ooh.
love voice.
Why are you on in the morning? That should be the.
I do the nighttime.
Okay,
You
that's
do.
good.
And then it's the high pitched Tamika blah, 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 who talks.
Not at all. We need that. That's that shot of espresso to keep us going. I don't fully wake up until about noon, even though I'm out of my bed at 5:45 every day.
Well, thank you so much. This is a Friday. Enjoy your weekend. This is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices. See you Monday.
Bye-bye, friends.
You're listening to WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee. The views and opinions expressed on this show do not reflect that of the staff and management of WNOV and W293CX 106.5 FM Courier Communications Milwaukee, but are the sole comments of the host and